Pamela Luss.
The dates that you're going to be at the Metropolitan Room?
October 20th, November 15th, and November 17th.
A little bit about how you and Houston first hook up.
Okay. I think it was maybe, I have about 4 albums out and 1 live mini album with 2 songs on it from the Jazz Standard, from one of our CD releases. And a few years ago, I was talking to Todd Barkin, who had produced a couple of my albums, and I said it would be so exciting to have Houston Person on my album. I wasn't completely serious because it was just sort of a fantasy of mine because I love his playing and I think he's just spectacular with singers. And as it turns out, he is a recording artist on the same label that I'm on. And Todd asked him, and he agreed. So we've gotten much closer since then. And he produced and collaborated with me on my last album, and we perform all over the place. So he's really become my mentor. I'm very, very lucky to have him performing with me.
When did all this begin?
My father plays the piano, so growing up I was exposed to music at a really young age. He doesn't do it professionally, but I think he's quite talented. And he used to play me all the great singers like Ella Fitzgerald and Sarah Vaughan, and I even listened to Barbra Streisand. I mean, we had a wide variety of music that we listened to, but he would play and I would sing with him, and I was just exposed to this type of music at a pretty young age. I went to NYU and I majored in music. I like all different kinds of music, and whether it be jazz or pop or cabaret, I like to do songs from the American Songbook. I like to do songs from Broadway shows. I like to do pop songs from the 50s to the 80s and redo them. And my music has a jazz sensibility. I don't do a lot of improvisation like scatting, but I do sort of improvise with the way I phrase. So I am a jazz singer, but I do believe I sort of appreciate all different types of genres, and I sort of feel like I do a cross between all of them. So I try to be myself. I've listened to all the great singers, but I try not to listen too much when I'm learning a new song because I want to make it my own.
Where would you like to see yourself performing?
Right now I have a 21-month-old daughter, so I'm staying somewhat locally. I went to Philadelphia, and I go, I'm open to going into an airplane as well, but I'm waiting until she gets a little bit older to pursue a lot of traveling. So I'm fortunate. I love the Metropolitan Room. They welcome me. It's a great place to sing, and I've been at all what I believe to be the best jazz rooms and cabaret rooms in the city, or I should say most of them. I shouldn't say all. There's still a couple that I'd love to be in, but the great thing too about being out of New York City, it's interesting. I just did a show in the Poconos, or it's Delwater Gap, and it's called Deerhead Inn, and it's wonderful when you go to a small place where there's not that many other venues. The audience appreciates you in a different kind of way, which is interesting. So it's nice to go to other places other than New York.
Let's take it nice and easy. It's gonna be so easy for us to fall